In a place as cold and dry as Antarctica, life may seem almost impossible. But even in these harsh conditions, microorganisms are thriving. Hundreds of bacterial species and millions of cells can be found in each gram of frozen soil, and they form a complex ecosystem.
Microorganisms have actually evolved to use the tiny amounts of hydrogen, methane and carbon monoxide gas found throughout the atmosphere as a sort of lifeline for survival.
Associate Professor Chris Greening is a microbiologist.
I'm a bit of a microbiology geek. I sort of geek out about the amazing superpowers of microorganisms, even though they're so tiny, how they can do so many things that we're not possibly capable of.
He discovered that in the absence of organic carbon, microorganisms switch to using atmospheric gases as an energy source. And because air is virtually unlimited, they can survive on it and support the biodiversity of their ecosystems indefinitely.
And it still pretty much blows my mind today, and we've been really fortunate to be able to show that this is globally significant.
His discovery redefined our understanding of what constitutes life.
When we talk about extraterrestrial life, often the paradigm is, let's follow the water. But actually, what we should probably be doing is following the gas instead, because in an atmosphere of hydrogen or carbon monoxide, these microorganisms can actually generate plenty of water, as well as energy, and as well as carbon that's ultimately needed for the growth.
And his research is also opening up the possibilities to how we might tackle global challenges like climate change. One of his projects looks at using microorganisms to convert waste gases into biomass to make more sustainable pet foods and agricultural feeds. But with all these positives, there are negatives, and some microorganisms have evolved to use trace gases harmfully. Associate Professor Greening is doing research on how the bacterium that causes tuberculosis could persist in our lungs by feeding on carbon monoxide from sources like cigarette smoke and air pollution. But he says the majority of microorganisms are good for us.
Although we often think of them as bad, they actually perform so many useful functions that benefit us, and it's actually possible to harness these functions more for the benefit of humanity.
His outstanding contributions to microbiology have seen Associate Professor Greening awarded the Fenner Medal.